Well, I never thought I'd be a video blogger, but I find myself bored in Zurich with tons of time on my hand when I'm taking breaks. So I've started doing more video blogging and editing, something I never thought I would ever do. But anyway, for those of you that don't know my story, I came to Zurich on February 28th in search of the best artificial disc implant I could get for my back. I needed two levels. Two-level artificial disc replacement surgery was not available in the USA, and the implants that they have in the USA don't have cushioning. They're more of either a metal-on-metal or metal-on-plastic type of implant. So anyway, I did lots of research and investigation, talked to a bunch of different doctors, searched for different websites. This process took me from October 20th, when I was officially bedridden, till I guess about the first week or so of February, before I finally made a decision on which doctor and where I wanted to go. I'd seen some neurosurgeons in North Carolina, Dr. Korick, and his advice was to, he said he could do a one-level Activell. Insurance probably wouldn't pay for it. They did approve it, but his advice was to go to Germany and get the next generation artificial disc with cushioning. So that's what I started searching out and doing. You got the neurosurgeon in the USA with the top repetition. He's investigated several types of artificial disc implants, and he tells you if you got the money, you're better off going to Germany. So that's what I started researching. I didn't go to Germany. I found the disc that was primarily used in Germany, the M6 disc, was not a good fit for me. I felt the way it had the keel cut into it would cause more damage to my vertebra, and it was at the level I needed, the end plates on the M6 were wide enough to cover my thing, but the little disc that it has in the middle is only about 25 millimeters wide. So I'm left with an implant that's, although it's 40 millimeters wide, the actual disc part and cushioning part itself on the M6 is only 25 millimeters wide. I'm just like, didn't make a lot of sense to me when I compared that to the design of the Axiomed Freedom disc, or the LP-ESP disc that I now have in me. The M6 just didn't make a lot of sense. So I started researching. I gave up on the M6 fairly quickly, and I didn't like the design of it in comparison to what I saw with the there's a truck going by. But anyway, long story short, I had a two-level ADR, ESP or LP, which stands for lumbar prosthesis, ESP, which stands for elastomer spine pad. I had two of them implanted in Clinic St. George on February 28th. First 4 days pain-free in the back. I did have the scar in the front that I was dealing with, but then for 4 days I was pain-free. Well, I was out of the hospital day 5, started walking around, doing some different things, and I started getting pain again. And at first it was a little bit, but then on the drive, I'd made plans to drive over to Zurich on the next week to start physical therapy in Zurich, and I had an appointment with Dr. Rischke on Monday. Well, that Monday morning, I got up and rented a car and made the drive from Clinic St. George here. Now, I was already in pain before the drive started. The pain in my back started the night before. I don't know if the drive had any effect. I do feel that the drive made it worse, because when you're in a sitting position, you get about 40% more pressure on your back in a sitting position than you do in the standing position. But still, the main problem is that to make a long story, it's hard to make this story short, but anyway, the DEXA bone scan tests that are available in the USA and over here in Germany only cover the L1 through 4 vertebrae. They do not cover the L5 vertebrae. Well, what happened to me, which I discovered after seeing Dr. Rischke and doing follow-up x-ray, is that the L4, L5 artificial disc implant that I chose, which is the least aggressive I could find, was sinking into my L5 vertebra. Anyway, revision surgery called the balloon kypohoplasty occurred on the 10th. It's now like I'm day 20. I'm like 10 or 11 days after the balloon kyphoplasty, but I was out for a walk, took the tram over to the other side of the lake, trying to go see the Lindt chocolate factory, and slowly make my way there. I found out riding the buses are not very comfortable for me, bumpy and everything, but I can take the trains and trams pretty smoothly. I can support my upper body weight holding the tram and get out and then a walk, but it's kind of a long walk along this shore. I found myself needing a break. You know, my back is feeling okay, but I'm feeling pressure on the surgery scar in the front. I had been using this brace that wrapped around me like a tight ace bandage. I really wish I would have brought it now. You know, I walked around quite a bit yesterday without it and felt I could make this trip without it. It's just kind of more comfortable not having a big ace bandage wrapped around it, but I'm finding I needed the support now. But anyway, I decided to take a break. I'm looking up at a tree. There's a path along the side of the road that on this side of the river there's a marina and a boat ramp and you know, some places to rent paddle boats, and you know, I stopped and had a sausage at the stand. I'd ordered a swine bratwurst and a low-fat cappuccino. The lady kind of made fun of me ordering something low-fat along with a swine bratwurst. I see her point. She said they didn't have low-fat milk. I think I was served a chicken bratwurst instead of a swine bratwurst. It doesn't taste like a chicken bratwurst or a swine bratwurst, but anyway, I guess she was looking out for me and gave me a lower fat bratwurst. But anyway, taking a break here for a little bit. I guess I'm 6 or 7 minutes into my break. I'm gonna probably lay here another 10 minutes before I continue my journey.